Hi Booktube, it's Janet, and you might notice I've got a guest with me today. This is my son Adam, otherwise known as the boy, and we are going to do something I've not seen on Booktube actually, and we're going to talk about coffee table books. These are some of the books that I have on my coffee table and some of the books that Adam has that maybe would be regarded as a coffee table book, but he hasn't got a coffee table in his bedroom, but they would be coffee table books. So we're going to do one each and just let you know what kind of books we have at home. So the first one I've got is this absolutely stunning Times Atlas of the World. It comes in like this big case. It's absolutely beautiful. And we use this all the time, you know, just like usually when we're watching shows like Pointless and things like that. So we get, you know, some of the answers, so we're getting quite good at geography, aren't we?
And I've actually used this for my art A level as well.
So it's an absolutely beautiful book. Every home needs a good atlas, so yeah, it's quite an expensive one, but it's absolutely beautiful. And so we have that on our coffee table, so I thoroughly recommend that one. So Adam's going to tell you about his first one now.
Okay, so my first one is a book of pop art, which is published by Taschen, who make beautiful books. I have one about Art Nouveau from them as well.
I'll just show you that one. Look at that. That's Marilyn Monroe on the front there, looking fabulous.
And it outlines, like, you know, all the Andy Warhol era, but other quite irreverent artists from that era too. And it's a very beautiful book. It has a lot of very, like, high quality prints, so you can really get a feel for the whole movement. And it's just a very nice book just to dip in and out of, just as a point of reference.
Cool. So you might notice that there's a bit of a theme. Adam's books tend to be more on the art side, mine are a little bit more general. So the next one I've got is this stonkingly big book called History. You can see how thick it is, it's really heavy. And this is just a very brief fly through world history. So if you just wanted sort of like a quick bit of reference on, you know, a period in history, and it's full of beautiful illustrations like that. Let's see if I can find some more. So it's just a very general overview of historical periods, but great if you just want a bit of quick reference. And it spans thousands and thousands of years, so this is a great one to have on the coffee table just for reference. So we have that one, but it's incredibly heavy, so I can't hold it up for very long.
My next one is the Lady Gaga x Terry Richardson project, which underwent from August 2010 to February 2011. And basically the photographer Terry Richardson followed her around for a year, documenting really important things like her Don't Ask, Don't Tell speech, trying to get the law repealed in America. It has some really, you know, famous Lady Gaga looks like the meat dress included in here. And a lot of scenes from her Born This Way tour.
I've often felt the urge to go out dressed in boiled ham.
And it's just a very beautiful book, really high quality prints, and it lets
Again, it's really heavy, is it? Can we not find the boiled ham dress?
And it lets you into very intimate parts of her life. That was about £35, I think, so it's quite affordable, really. And it's just, as a fan, it's really nice to see, you know, so many
and the photography
beautiful
in it is
photos of her.
Yeah.
And they've worked together since, and they've created amazing things together.
So that's Adam's one. The next one I've got is a book called Letters of Note. I do actually believe there is a more Letters of Note that's out. And this is a book that was compiled by Sean Usher. And it's all sort of great letters from history by great historical figures. So there's things from John F. Kennedy, Charles Darwin, Roald Dahl, Katharine Hepburn, Mick Jagger, Emily Dickinson, it goes on and on and on. I mean, I think there's some from the Queen, and a lot of them actually have the original copies of the letter on there as well. And then you get a transcript. I'm just trying to find a really good one to show you. I'm trying to see who wrote this one. This is Elvis Presley's letter to the President. So that's actually in Elvis Presley's handwriting, and then you get a transcript of it as well. So it's an absolutely beautiful book. It's fascinating sort of to see that insight into history, you know, through the actual handwriting and original words. I think there's actually one where the Queen sends a scone recipe, I think, to an American president. There's a fantastic picture of Catherine Hepburn and Spencer Tracy, copy of a letter that she sent to Spencer Tracy, and there's, like, you know, the handwriting. So yeah, absolutely stunning book. Makes fascinating reading. We'll just do more.
My next one is The Fashion Book by Phaidon. Now this is a book that every art and textile student, any fashion student, needs to have, because it has everything you need to know about fashion inside. It's massive. It's more like a fashion dictionary instead of just a book altogether.
I'll help you hold it.
It's categorised A to Z, so it's alphabetical, and it has everything from famous photographers, designers, dresses, looks, eras.
Let's find some fabulous pictures in it.
Like
some dresses I would want to wear just to go down to the shop.
Like, for example, there's a page on Tilda Swinton there.
Ooh.
Just angle it up properly. Tilda Swinton. So anyone who's anybody in fashion or anything you need to know about fashion is in this book.
And that's Phaidon who's published that one. Ooh,
yes.
That's David Bowie. Looking quite risque. We'll just show you this fabulous picture of David Bowie. Oh God, my arms are killing me. It's so heavy. So the next one I've got is the complete films of Cary Grant. I've had this for years. I actually bought it in America. But Cary Grant is my all-time favourite film star. Some gorgeous pictures on the back. And it goes through in detail every single one of his films and gives you synopsis of it, reviews of it, pictures, screenshots from the film. And I use it all the time because obviously I'm a completist, so I want to see everything that he's done. This is a snapshot from one of my favourite films, I don't know if you can see that, and that is The Bishop's Wife, which I absolutely adore. So if you're a Cary Grant fan, this is absolutely brilliant. I love it. It's quite well thumbed. I look at it all the time.
Okay, so my next one is Chanel Collections and Creations. This isn't as heavy as the other books I've shown.
No.
But it goes over all the classical Chanel looks and motifs.
Picture on the back. There's a picture on the
beautiful
back.
picture on the back showing the beautiful Chanel hardware
very
on the
classically
classical
Chanel.
suit. It goes up, let's say, like, it has a section all about the camellia flower, which is shown on the front. It has a lot of Coco Chanel quotes. Explains basically the whole entirety of the Chanel design process and historical Chanel, and that's just
and that's
a really
by
beautiful
Danielle
book.
Bott. Let's have a look inside it. Let's find a beautiful picture. Has it got any pictures of... Oh my goodness, look at that.
So yeah, it has several really beautiful photos of Chanel design works, and this is a nice one just to look at, just, you know, as a point of reference.
Is that Coco herself there, did I see?
Yeah, there are a lot of actual photos of Coco Chanel in there as well, and some amazing quotes from Chanel.
There's Coco, looking fabulous. Obviously today I am not wearing Chanel. No, never do get to wear Chanel, unfortunately. The next one is I picked this up at a photography exhibition in the National Portrait Gallery, and you might have noticed I'm quite a fan of the 30s and 40s Hollywood era. So this one is called Glamour of the Gods, and it was a photographic exhibition. It's got a fantastic picture of Rock Hudson on the front, and this is by Robert Dance, and it's got some of the most fantastically iconic pictures of the Hollywood era. Let me see if I can find. So there's a beautiful one of Ingrid Bergman. Just absolutely stunning pictures. Let me see who else we've got who's amazing in it. Elizabeth Taylor, looking beautiful. I'm really wonky today. There you go, that's straight. So it's the photographs that were at the exhibition. There's Marilyn Monroe. And it's just an absolutely beautiful book to flick through. Just stunning. So fantastic pictures, really iconic of its time. And I absolutely love it.
It's like a time capsule, isn't it?
It is, it's gorgeous. Let me see if I can find any more. Oh, look, see, we've got Cary Grant and Katharine Hepburn. There you go. Two of my absolute favourites. And that is on the set of Sylvia Scarlett. So there you go. So yeah, thoroughly recommend this one. Absolutely love it. I don't know if you can still get it, but this was from the National Portrait Gallery. But it's an absolutely brilliant book and I love it.
And then my last book is Vogue the Covers. And this is probably one of the best books I've ever bought because it goes from the very first cover of Vogue up until about the early 2010s. So you see it's got all the early, like the late 1800s Vogue covers, which were all fashion illustrations because photography wasn't very prevalent. It goes through, you know, all the fashion illustrations initially, so it has pieces by René Gruau, another really influential fashion illustrators. It's got a very Art Nouveau cover there. It goes into the 1940s, like we were just talking about. You know, so you can really see how fashion has changed. See, these are from the 20s. And then it goes into old Hollywood. You can see some of these from the 30s. So it's pretty much all the covers of American Vogue up until very, like, this is 1950 issues.
That's stunning.
Up until, like, the 60s. And, you know, really modern times. Like, I'll just skip towards more recent times. Say, like, the Sienna Miller. This is actually the cover that they did for the September issue documentary, which is on Netflix, of Vogue, I believe. And, you know, it shows how fashion's really changed, and it's got a lot of very influential faces in fashion, like Naomi Campbell, Cindy Crawford, Linda Evangelista.
It's absolutely stunning. So I've just got the last two. And this one is a work of beauty, and this is Alexander McCall Smith's Edinburgh. And it's sort of like old pictures of old Edinburgh and Alexander McCall Smith's sort of memories of them. And obviously Edinburgh is one of my most favourite places in the whole world, so I absolutely love this book. You know, sort of like pictures of like the old sort of, you know, because there's loads of like ginnels and alleys in Edinburgh. So it's absolutely beautiful. This is one there of the castle, and it's just got text about them and Alexander McCall Smith's memories of them, so it's absolutely stunning. So I recommend that one. It's just beautiful, particularly if you're a fan of Edinburgh, but any sort of you know, person who'd be interested in history and architecture would like that one. And the final one I've got to show you is, again, a huge book, and this is David Hockney, A Bigger Picture, and I lusted after this book for such a long time that in the end I just had to cave in and buy it because I absolutely loved it. And it's got pictures of his most recent works, which he did exhibit at the Royal Academy, and they are beautifully shown, full colour, double page spreads, absolutely stunning. Let's see if I can show you some more. And so it's absolutely glorious, this book. Wasn't a cheap book, but I'm so glad I've got it. I absolutely love it. It's a book I'll never part with. And there's some more.
This one.
I can't hold it up, it's so heavy. So yeah, so thoroughly recommend that. So these were just our coffee table books. Let me know what you've got on your coffee table. Let's have some dialogue going on booktube about coffee table books, because I've not seen it before. And I just thought it'd be something different to try. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you've got any of these, any coffee table books that you recommend. And let me know in the comments. Let's get chatting, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye!